episode of These Companies Aren't Loyal.
Somebody had to go.
Guys, listen, these companies in 2024 are still laying off individuals, and I am still getting DMs and emails from individuals saying, hey, lay off these companies. They're doing what they have to do. And I'm saying, okay, hey, listen, you can be loyal to them if you want to, but I'm telling you right now, these companies will not care. And we just saw this. Nike laid off 1,700 people. But we're gonna jump into it, guys. Before we go into it, my name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. Also, check in the description, guys, and the pinned comment. I have a newsletter, and if you sign up for this newsletter, you will get a step-by-step guide on how to claim the NAR settlement money if you sold a home or bought a home. Just go ahead and sign up for it. It's free. You can't be free, guys. You can't. But guys, let's jump into it. Nike laid off 1,700 people. Nike will lay off 2% of their employees and close to 1,700 people as the sportswear company behemoth look to cut as much as $2 billion in costs. I know what you're gonna say. Orlando, I know what you're gonna say. But do you? Because I have to say the same thing over and over and over again. These companies aren't loyal. Guys, one thing that I say over and over again is that these companies, before they do anything else, they will cut advertising budgets, and before they do anything else, that's where they're gonna look. And what did it say here? It looks to cut as much as $2 billion in costs, and you are part of that cost.
I'm fired, aren't I?
Oh, yes.
And that is what I'm trying to let everybody know, especially in 2024. Guys, this year is going to be tough. And maybe you still don't believe me. Maybe you still think these companies are loyal. Let's look at this. Google lays off thousands more employees despite record profits 1 year after laying off 12,000 employees. As workers begin to worry, AI is slowly replacing them. Guys, listen, Google is still making ridiculous amounts of money. And they're still laying off individuals. They're saying, well, I mean, we could save a little extra bucks by getting rid of John. He's a computer programmer. Let's go ahead and get rid of his $150,000, $200,000 salaries. Huh? If we could do 20 Johns, that's a lot of money that we could save.
I am the one,
We know we're making tons of money, but we don't really need you.
That's what they're saying. Guys, I keep trying to let you guys know. These companies will lay you off without even thinking about it. I know you think that these companies will give you some type of grace and say, oh, he's been working. John's been with us for 20 years or 15 years. And we know his kids and his family. There's no way we're getting rid of John. No, those companies don't do that. That's a fantasy that you're living, where you think that these companies know the details of your family life and think they actually care about your family. No, they care about what you produce. That's what they care about. You have to treat them as they will treat you.
Goddamn right.
Guys, I have a treat for you. I know all the time you guys are like, well, it's Orlando saying it, so I don't believe. But what if we could hear those words? If we could hear exactly what a CEO of Meta is saying, let's go ahead and listen to Mark explain to you guys, explain to you why he laid you off.
In terms of the layoffs and stuff like that, I actually think that was more due to companies trying to navigate COVID and the pandemic. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it was sort of this weird wave where, it's, at first, we saw e-commerce go through the roof, and it's like, okay, yeah, because a lot of people aren't going out and physically shopping, but it was really hard to predict. Okay, is that gonna continue? Is like all this e-commerce just better than physical shopping, or like what's the balance after?
Did you guys hear that? Now this is important, and the reason why I want you guys to listen, and there's more. The reason why I want you guys to hear that is some people won't believe me. They won't believe me. But if Mark says it, then maybe you'll understand. So I'm going to break this down for you, what Mark is basically saying. Mark is saying here,
I am not a lizard.
During the pandemic time, everybody was in the house, and there was just so many people buying things. And so we wanted to figure out, how do we suck all the money out of our consumers? How do we get more dip on the chip? That's what they were saying. They wanted more dip on the chip. So how do we do that? We need to figure out a way to suck all that money that everybody was getting during the pandemic, and we need to figure it out. I mean, that's pretty much what he's saying, guys. It is what it is. But let's continue on to figure out what else he has to say.
I think across the economy, a lot of companies just kind of overbuilt. And then when things went back to pretty close to exactly the way they were before, I think a lot of companies realized, hey, we're kind of not in a good financial place because we overbuilt. And then you had this wave of layoffs that were basically responding to that.
Let's just put some context in this. This is a guy whose company, Facebook, Meta, cut, 13,000 people? Let's go ahead and fact check that. Oh, my bad. It was 11,000 people, 13% of the workforce. So he knows a little bit about layoffs, right? Just a little bit, right? What he's saying now is, all the money's gone. And since all the money is gone and we can't really extract any more money out of you guys because your savings is going down, inflation is going higher, the economy isn't looking good. So, we're gonna have to start cutting people and layoffs because there's no more money to be had. Everything went back to normal. And when he says normal, he doesn't want to really say this, but I'm gonna say it for him, is he said everybody went to not having money in savings. That's what he's basically saying. There was no extra money that people could spend on ads and all this other extra stuff. So with that being said, he had to lay off individuals. He had to lay off 11,000 plus people that basically he considered temporary or seasonal workers. Now, I tried to forewarn everybody that you cannot believe that these companies actually believe in a cause, right? You can't believe that these companies have your best interest in heart. Look, we're talking about companies that no matter what you believe will jump on any initiative to make money. I don't care if it's breast cancer, AIDS, it could be a bunch of things, and you will start seeing if they can make extra money, the corporations can make extra money off of you, they will do that. You will see on Cocoa Puffs a breast cancer awareness. If that would make more people buy their product, that's what they will do.
Shut up and take my money.
So again, he is treating everyone like a seasonal temporary worker. And that's what they did. Unfortunately, they didn't tell the individuals that were hired that, this is seasonal work. They did not say that.
But then you also had this generation of companies that knew nothing except growth. So the idea of doing layoffs was just like, oh no, this is crazy. We couldn't even comprehend that. But then they had to do it. And then I think a lot of companies went through this zone of thinking, hey, that actually, it didn't end the company. It was obviously really tough. We parted with a lot of talented people that we cared about, but in some ways actually becoming leaner kind of makes the companies more effective.
Oh man, good. Hey, PR, right? PR. So Mark here is saying that we did get rid of a lot of people. I mean, 11,000 people. That's a lot of people to get rid of. But let's be real. It made the company better. It made us more leaner. And when he says leaner, he means made us more money. Duh. I mean, you got rid of 11,000 people. I mean, if everybody's making 100,000, that's a pretty penny, right? That's money that was going directly back into Meta's pocket. And all these other companies are doing the same thing. They're following suit. And then he's saying at the end of the day that them saving money and them putting money back into their pocket is making the company a better company by all aspects. Yes, he's making sure he's covering all bases, saying, we love these people. We love Jan. She used to bring in cupcakes every Friday. What type of motivation is that? She's bringing in cupcakes every Friday for the crew, for everybody. She's a team player. But we had to let Jane go. We did. Because, it makes the company better. That's what Mark is saying. I get it. And then he's saying there's a bunch of companies that knew nothing but growth. He's talking about zombie companies. And he's talking about companies that haven't tested themselves through time. And that these are somewhat companies who haven't seen a downturn. So he's kind of saying, and I'm not putting words in his mouth, but he is kind of saying these companies could fail. That's what he's saying. So he's saying all of these companies that were just developed and whatnot, of course they were going to lay off individuals. And of course they were going to lay off individuals to keep up with those individuals. So the whole sector is laying off individuals. And he did say, guys, I want to repeat this. He did say that it has nothing to do with AI. AI has nothing. I don't want to hear it in my comments, guys. I don't want to hear you say AI is the reason why these because you heard it from Mark. You got to trust a billionaire. You got to trust a billionaire who wants you to believe what he has to say. You got to, right? So I figured I would go on here and show you that Mark is basically telling you, you can't trust us. Listen, and I know we make jokes and we make, and I try to make it entertaining too, so that you guys can really take in this information. But it is true, and it is funny that a lot of people truly do believe that these companies like Facebook, Google, Nike, they have your best interest at heart. I'm telling you right now, if you don't listen to anything Orlando says, these companies will always choose themselves before they choose you. And that's the attitude that you should have for yourself and your family. Choose yourself and your family before you choose these corporations. Make sure you look at stuff like this and figure to yourself, if I see something going on and something crazy that I may be able to get laid off, don't think to myself, you know what? They're never going to let me go. They're never going to lay me off. Don't think that. Think, I need to refresh my resume and possibly look elsewhere. If another job comes up and you're getting paid more, why wouldn't you take that job if it's just as secure as your current job? Or it's in a better position, it's closer to home, whatever the case may be. But a lot of people will turn down jobs because they believe that the company is loyal to them, only to be laid off in 2024, guys. And again, I want to make this clear. Look, you can just go online and type into Google and type in layoffs, and there's a ton of layoffs happening. 2024 is going to be a rough year, guys. And I just need you guys to be ready. I need you guys to be ready and understand that this economy, no matter what everybody is telling you, is going down, down, down. So hopefully you got value out of this content, but as you always know, you won't get all of your information from this one video. Come on, you know this. You need to watch this video right here. Yes, this one right here. It will give you information on the housing market, financial news, get into your first rental property, and trust me, the information you will get from that video, it will be gold. See you in the next one. Thanks.